Hey smokers, Draga1 here. We're back with the Quantum Bigfoot in our Windows ME installation. As you can see, I fixed the video problems. We're on a semi-normal resolution, and the colors have been fixed up. What did I have to do? Well, to spare you any, yeah, look at all that resolution and screen real estate we got now. The CD drive works too, not too shabby, and that's where my RAM and 2 disk went. I copied the Windows ME disk to the drive and was able to install it right off the drive, and it just worked. Didn't even ask for a product key, just reinstalled itself, and it was perfect, and it was great. So now that that works, why don't we take a look back at the cool folder? And as you can see, I've gotten rid of the Windows Vista ISO because can't really do anything with that anyway. So let's see here. What do we got? That's not what I'm supposed to do. Fuck it. So we have 2.98 gigabytes free. So what I'm probably going to do is make a 2 gigabyte drive. It's probably not going to be a whole lot. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. I want to install Windows XP, obviously, in the virtual machine, but I want to make sure... Let's see, is there anything else I can really part with here? Because the only other things we have is Windows 98, Windows XP, Windows 98. They're both sort of taking up a lot. So what I need to do first is go to Program Files and go to Box. And there should be a box image making file. And if there isn't, I'll have to use it from the older version, which is not that big of a deal. Oh, no, it's right here. BX image. Okay, so do you want to create a floppy disk image or hard disk image? Type HD or FD. HD. What kind of image should I create? We got sparse, flat, sparse, or growing. Growing would probably be a good idea. Let's see if we can get that working. Growing. Enter the hard disk size in megabytes between... Okay, well, let's just keep it to 2,000 megabytes. Growing hard disk image with that information. So that's going to be some crucial information. Copy. Alright, I want to save that information in case I absolutely need it. What should I name the image? WinXP. The disk image WinXP already exists. No. Wait, why does that already exist? Where the hell is it trying to put it? Oh, WinXP is my configuration file name. Ah, that's why. So now we'll have to do it all over again, but let's just make sure all the stuff matches up. 4063, 1663, and 4904. Okay. What should I name the image? WinXP. Wrote that to WinXP. Following line should appear in your box source. Okay. The line is stored in your Windows clipboard. Use Control-V to paste. Okay, that's really useful. Okay. Well, maybe we can just go down to here and then open with Notepad. And I believe I can just Control-V, ATA 1, master. So that should work. Now I hope that has the right information. So now what I need to do is launch a box, and we want to read options from WinXP, and we want to edit options to make sure everything's right. Let's take a look at the memory options. Memory size is 512. Okay, that's fine. Let's take a look at the disk options. Actually, I don't really want to fuck with this. Oh, it's already in there. Growing, cylinders, 16, tetratrack, generic, auto. Okay, so now we want to go to boot options and we want number 2 to be the disk. Let's go back a couple times. Let's save options 2. And 6. And we should be booting up Windows XP. It's going to take a while, as you saw from the last video. This is probably going to take a long time. This is probably going to be on Power Mac G5 emulator levels of slow. So we'll come back to this in a little bit when we have something to look at. Okay, after a lot of waiting, all we have to do is press enter, and as you can see, we have a 2 GB volume there. Let's do a quick, so that I don't think it will write everything and immediately make the whole growing thing useless. Or should we keep it fat? I mean, I don't think there's any... Well, here, think about this. Windows XP in this machine will be the only thing that can read NTFS. Again, I don't know if there's a patch for Windows ME to read NTFS, but I kind of doubt that it exists. Let's just assume that it doesn't exist for the moment. If I'm able to get some sort of file sharing, which I don't think it's going to support, but let's say I can, that still doesn't help me. I mean, I guess I could have an NTFS formatted drive connected to the computer, and then I could manually connect it to the virtual machine, and then it could read NTFS while the actual host system can't. Could be kind of useful. So, but that doesn't mean I can't have it be FAT or NTFS. It doesn't matter. What it can read it can read NTFS either way. So I don't know what I'm fucking thinking. Oh well, there we go. So you know the drill. I've installed Windows XP. Oh God, how many times? A lot on this channel. So I'm going to spare you a lot of the details here, other than to show you that it's taking a long time. Okay, so I'm going to leave this clock here. I don't usually do this. You're going to get a good idea of what time it is throughout this, because it's now just started to copy files. So I'm going to let that sort of run. And it's kind of cool. You can see the CD reading and the hard disk reading. So that's kind of neat. Control plus third button enables mouse. Okay. So we're going to let that run. This is going to take a long time. You'll see how long it's going to take, because every time I'm recording, you'll see the clock on the screen. So I'll see you when we get something interesting to look at. Holy piss, a half an hour later, and we're just 30, not even 33%. Oh my God. Okay, you can sort of see here I have some graphs up on the screen. I just learned you could do this, actually. It's System Monitor on Windows 9X. It can do more than just look at the processor usage. You can set up whatever graphs you want from wherever you want. And I have processor usage totally maxed out. Bytes read a second, bytes written a second. It's pretty much going pretty slow. It's not doing anything right now, as you can see. Got no activity from either thing here. Memory allocated, as you can see, it's just under a gig or right at a gig, and that's going to be that 512 of the whole VM taken up, as well as some other stuff. And then we got a thing here that I didn't know was a thing. It's called dirty data. It's data that's waiting to be written to the disk but isn't yet. And so I guess if you get a bottleneck of some sort, this is going to spike up, and it probably spiked up right there. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I can, of course, put more graphs on, but I don't really have a lot of room. But yeah, it's taking for frickin' ever. There, it's going a little harder right there. I don't know why it stopped. I guess it was processing. Like, it moved some data, it processes, it moves some data, it processes. I mean, we're still totally maxed out on the processor. So, yeah. I caught it right when it was going to finish. Wow. So now it's just going to churn more, I guess. This could be a problem. I sort of been not looking at this for a while, and I don't really know if what happened while I wasn't here. So, some stuff going on in the background, though. What is this? Oh my god. Oh god. That's color. That's a non-black or white color. That's a mouse. There is no way this will work without 100% CPU usage. There's just no way. There's just no way. Well, I'll come back when I can see something. Oh, that's right. This ISO is a pretty much not verbose. I forgot the name for it. It'll come to me. But basically, it's supposed to install itself without you having to interact with it a lot. There's a name for it, but it slipped my mind. It's just like a network install type thing. I've totally spaced it. But it's just supposed to unpack a bunch of packages, and it will do this for a very, very long time. And I imagine that I'm just going to be waiting for it. So this might take several hours. I'm talking on the scale of possibly 6 hours for it to finally get done. And then when we're done, it's just going to look like a Windows XP desktop. And then we'll play around with it, I guess. Because there's really not a whole lot of interacting I can do here. So, like, unattended install. That's what it was. I knew leaving it alone for long periods of time was a bad idea. God damn it. Oh my god. It's starting up. Probably saw this before, but didn't. Because I wasn't sitting here. It's very likely that this could, crash. Now, there's a lot of stuff dumping here. Could help for debugging, but I really think this is just going to crash. I mean... Hey! Hey! Not too shabby. Well, Windows, I have to run out of the house right now. So you better frickin' install, because I'm not going to film your ass. Be right back, I guess. So as you can see, a lot of time has gone by, mainly because I was goofing off and not recording the video. It's been going 100% processor usage this whole time. I'm a little bit worried that it's just been slammed this whole time. I mean, I'm like Prime 95ing this computer, and it's not locked up. No crashes, it's smooth, man. So it was the same errors before, same stop errors before. Something with the frame buffer, I really don't know. The problem is if I try to reset it, it just tries to start the installation over again, so we're going to go in a loop. I don't really know how to bypass it. It's probably because I have a modified ISO that has way too much shit in it, and I need something older. I would need an older Windows XP disk. Well, luckily, now that I have a CD-ROM drive, I don't need to do any weird copying procedure, get the files on the computer. I don't need to keep disconnecting the Bigfoot, copying the ISO on, and then it won't take up any extra space. So what I can do is I can redo this and boot off a older Windows XP CD and see if that works. Now, for those of you who are concerned that I'm using these third-party ISOs and blah, 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 and oh, Draga doesn't own any software. He's a damn dirty pirate. You see this? You see this? This is not only legitimate Microsoft software, it's the updated bullshit Windows Genuine Advantages crap. It's going to bother me until the ends of the earth until it's activated. But luckily, we don't have to do that because we're in a frickin' virtual machine. Ha ha! No, I don't want to install it on the host. Ugh. Okay, so there's a button up here called CD. Fuck. Oh, I have to point to an ISO? I can't point to a physical device? The hell not. So it says enter the type of ATA device that it's going to emulate. So you're telling me that I need an ISO file? Is that really what we're going to do? We're getting to that point. Okay. 6. Is it booting from the hard drive or from the CD? I don't think it's booting from the CD. Well, the CD's crossed out. I can't use the physical drive. Probably said that in some documentation or something. I just don't want to have to keep unplugging the Quantum Bigfoot over and over again, just so I can copy some other random. I am gonna have to do it, aren't I? Fuck. Holy shit, I can overclock my video card from here? Piss. Okay, so I got a couple new files here, OEM and student. There are two other versions of ISOs for Windows XP. OEM is an unmodified original factory ISO, and it's weighing in at 528 megs. The student edition is, from what I know, a trimmed down and English only version, which is only 371 megabytes. In contrast, the Windows XP one is weighing in at a whopping 697. Now, there's not that much difference between them, but if there's a lot of extra junk that's fucking it up, so I really have to go for, do I want lightweight but modified? Heavyweight but modified wasn't a good choice. Lightweight but modified might go faster but might also fuck up. And just standard but midweight. I'm going to try standard, and we're going to go from there. So we got a fire up box. Okay. Now I'm going to want to keep an eye on shit. Reset. Reset. There we go. I'll make sure I can boot off that CD. Okay. We may want to keep an eye on the sort of console here, because it tells me what's going on in the background here. Let's see if it's running into any hangs or anything. That came up way faster. Oh my darling. Alright, so here we are again, back to 100% CPU usage, and memory that will slowly start to fill up. Gonna be a lot less footage here of this operating system because we're literally trying to install Windows XP again. So we'll have to see how well it goes here, and we'll be very patient and wait to see what it does. So you can see Windows here. To continue installing a fresh copy of Windows XP without repairing, press Escape. To repair the selected Windows XP installation, press R. Well, if I repair, there's a chance that it could get done a lot faster. If I start all over, we'll have to do a 2-hour-long copy of all files thing. But the other thing is that the files are not compatible. There's a bunch of other weird shit in there. So, I mean, I can go one way or the other here. Repair and get into weird shit down and do everything all over again. Or we can just do everything and wait for, let's just repair it. Let's just see what happens. Ah, look at all those files it's deleting. Well, there goes all the work. Man, I should have just reformatted it. Oh, great. So now this is going to take even longer. Here's the good part. Creating a list of files to be copied, meaning that some files may not need to be copied, saving us a lot of time. Maybe this was a good gamble. Delete. Continue. L. Fine. Take a long time. I don't care. Jesus Christ. So there's not a lot of documentation on this online. And by documentation, I mean forum posts with people with the same problem. But I did manage to find a couple ones that had
some good suggestions. And one of them was in German. So I think you can sort of get an idea of how uncommon this is. So one of the first things that they mentioned is to change this option to IPS. And right now it's set to 2 million. And that's instructions per second. They said to change it to 5 million. Seems like a bit much, especially on this machine with everything already pooping itself. But okay, I can do that. 5. And now we're at 5 million. They also said to disable PCI stuff. Now that could be the Sound Blaster stuff or the network cards. I think specifically they were talking about the network cards. And let it run all over again. They also did say some stuff about setting the boot drive only to the hard disk because it's seeing the CD-ROM drive was a problem or something. So I don't know. The problem is it's going to have to restart a big chunk of the setup, so hopefully it crashes soon so I can see whether or not that helped at all, or we're just wasting our time, which I'm pretty sure the latter is absolutely true. Well, so here's where the setup gets restarted. Non-conforming code, seg descriptor. Don't know what that is. Oh my god. So here's my question. Is it under the first step, which is collecting information up there? Why didn't it ask me anything? Why didn't it ask me to type in everything? This is the OEM install of Windows XP. There's a bunch of stuff I need to go through. I need to set the region and the clock time, a whole bunch of other things. I'm surprised they didn't ask me to do that, unless, again, this is some sort of modified thing. Also, I have not put in the serial number yet, so we have yet to get that far. So I think that this screen, I'm not quite sure if we made it to this screen, but I mean, it looks like shit, first of all. But anyway, we're gonna wait again. Oh my god, it finally got somewhere. Now, I'm not going to really use the mouse here because I just want to make sure it's fine. That cursor's going awfully fast. Oh shit, this part. Alright, got that out of the way. See, this is more what an XP installation feels like. Oh, can't use the mouse because I don't have it linked in yet. I have to answer some stupid questions that hangs me up, and then it doesn't finish, and I end up leaving and doing other things, and then I'm like, oh god, I was just sitting here doing nothing the whole time? Next. Oh my god, it's still gonna go through this shit? Well, another thing's gonna pop up for like some networking stuff, so fuck. Oh look, we're getting to the completing installation phase. Oh my god. God damn. I've seen the words exciting, an exciting new look feels like 12 times, man. This has taken all day. I mean, I got up, I got on this, I got it working, and it's been running. It's now 6 p.m. I think I got up at like 10 or something. I can't remember. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. However, I almost want to chalk this up to disk interface speed, like the actual speed of copying files. And the reason for that is, if you see the smoothness of the animations here, this doesn't take a long time to draw when it switches. The host system is stable enough that I can still, well, to some extent move this. The processor is totally maxed out, but I mean, it's still going, it's still doing something. It's working, it's just doing it painfully slow. When we started this, I don't know how many hours ago, it said there was 39 minutes left. Now it says there's 19 minutes left. If you want to do the math, it's probably going to push us into tomorrow by the time this actually gets done.
I've been looking at it installing start menu items for so long now, it's painful. I've already completed editing the entire video. Everything I've shot so far because of how much time has passed. It's pretty painful. And I'm going to see if I can pare it down a little bit so you guys don't go crazy as well. But I've just pretty much been sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's still going in the background. I'm still hearing hard disk activity. I'm afraid that if I click this OK button, it'll cancel the whole thing. Or it might be just some background task that failed and it will keep going after I click OK. Obviously, if I click OK and it cancels it out, I'm sort of fucked. So all I can do is dismiss it. And it looks like it's still chugging along there. Fuck this shit. This is getting ridiculous. Saving settings? Before I thought it was just going to take a little bit to do the start menu items, but now we're saving settings? Kill me fucking now. It's doing something. I literally came back at precisely the exact time where I needed to give input to the machine. I don't believe it. The window there's not in focus, so control, third button. Control, third button. Oh my god. Control, middle button. Hey, 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 hey! It's increased the resolution. That should be 800 by 600, I think. This fucking Windows XP, man. I was just about to go to sleep. Like, I was ready to shut my eyes, and I thought, I'm gonna check this one more time. And guess what I'm doing? Fucking waiting again. Well, you know what? Fine. Load. And I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna come back, and probably nothing's gonna have gotten done, and I'll be fine. So there's probably more work to be done. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, guys, we made it. We made it to the screen where it would be playing that cool music. But of course it's not because Sound Blaster card's not set up. So I'll go ahead and play it for you. I'm kind of surprised that the resolution here is as high as it is. Control middle click. The mouse is actually looking pretty good actually in there. So next. Man, if we're gonna have to wait this long for every screen, man, I don't know. Right now. Oh my god, finally. Something's happening. I think it wants me to activate Windows. What's next? Windows 10 on a 486? Shut up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. We're back in black! We're back in black! You know, if you took moments like these where I'm just sort of sitting here with the camera running and I'm just sort of waiting, but I don't know how long it's going to be, if you took all that waiting time and spliced it all together, you'd probably have like a terabyte of footage across all my videos. Like, it's ridiculous. Just the Ultimate DOS Machine rebuild videos, those 4 episodes, that was 100 gigabytes. Don't want to miss the magical moment here. This is it, guys. Uh-oh, shit's happening in the background. Magic's gonna take some time. Oh my god, it's doing something! Even before the Bigfoot fails. I wouldn't be surprised. This thing has been thrashing for like 2 days straight, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me see that bliss, baby. Oh god, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm just like, there's only 1 micron of seat left under me.
Like that's how on the edge I am right now. And for all intents and purposes, I'm not on the seat anymore, but I'm still holding the sitting pose. We're almost there, guys. That's what our bliss is going to look like. We're just waiting for the start bar. That's it. Just waiting for it. So here we are, guys. We made it. And as you can see, it's already put the classic theme on. It totally said we're not even going to try with the default theme. This is it. So we're working. Now, there's several things that came up and that I wanted to say once we got to this point. We'll wait for all programs to appear. Number one, this computer is by no means period correct for Windows ME. This is an AMD Duron running at, I think it was 1.2 gigahertz, 1.4 gigahertz, something like that. If you've seen Akabakuku's new Windows 98 machine, this is technically going to be newer and faster than that, and it has more RAM. So if you wanted to use that as sort of the Windows ME goalpost-ish, not really, but I mean if you wanted to sort of measure that as a more period correct machine versus this one's actually faster. And this one took a retarded amount of time to actually install this. So I know people were saying, you know, install Vista on ME. And I thought, that's ridiculous. It's funny. It's just being funny. So it came to my attention, and some people messaged me on Twitter with people having Vista installed, no problem. Hell, there was even one guy who had Windows 7 installed in on a Windows 98 machine, in a virtual machine on Windows 98. So I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, you guys know how to do this stuff. I'm just some dumbass who's messing around with the box. But I'll tell you this, I can't imagine that it didn't take any shorter amount of time than this did. I don't care if I can get Windows 7 to work. I don't care if I can get Windows 10 to work. I don't care. If it's going to take this much time, I don't want to do it. I mean, sure, you'll be like, oh, well, you don't understand. Well, Box only uses this, and it's going to be way faster. I'm sure. I'm just not aware of how to do it. I'm not versed with the software. The dude doing the Windows 7 thing, he was using some sort of virtual machine software I'd never heard of. QEMU, I thought you had to actually manually compile the software. I didn't look too deeply into it. It was on the list of things I was going to use if this wasn't going to work. But, yeah. So apparently it crashed. What the hell is going on? So yeah, I know now that it's possible to get whatever operating system I want on whatever operating system I want in a virtual machine and whatever. It's just a matter of waiting for it. I get it. But, I mean, I just don't want to wait that long. And besides, Windows XP is probably the last thing that would actually be clickable and functional. If I switch to Vista or something higher, I mean, you just have to multiply the amount of time that it would take and how much slower it would be. So the ultimate test to see if this was viable is to see if 3D pinball is playable. Although it's not really 3D, you get the idea. I don't remember how to play this. Hey, I do. Oh my god, is it actually going to be playable? Oh my god, it is. Look at that, the ball. Okay, well I got gypped there. Can't get Vista working, and now I can't get, and now I'm not even good at pinball. I'm just so scared there's going to be some sort of delay, some sort of lag with the flipper. I think there is, but I was not expecting this to be playable. This is actually pretty good looking here.
This is pretty nice. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like that. I feel what I want to get a replay on that. That was messed up there. Oh well.
That's bullshit.
All right. And finally, we have to do the MS Paint test. Paint's taking longer to load than 3D Pinball. What the fuck? There we are. Drawing a lot of angles here. Smoothing out a little bit, maybe? No. I'm not gonna do that, huh? Oh god. I think the cursor jumped out of the thing. And then just for the hell of it, let's bring up Task Manager. Wow, Windows XP, I totally didn't ask for this. I didn't even click on that, and yet it's launching Internet Spades. Yeah, alright. Give me that good Task Manager. Wow, holy crap, you gotta be kidding me. It was holding at about 50% CPU usage inside. We're talking inside. I know outside in the host system it's 100%. But inside, it's also crapping itself? Yeah, so that kind of sucks. Oh well. Alright guys, so I think this is going to do it. Mission accomplished here. I now have a XP virtual machine that works in Windows ME. So if there's anything I need to do with that, let me know. But again, I suppose that if I did set up everything correctly, I could have done Vista, I could have done 10, well not 10, but I could have done 7, whatever. I could have gotten it all done, but I mean, if this gives me a preview of how slow it could be, I'm just not interested. Alright? I mean, I'm interested, right? Because, you know, that'd be fantastic. Like, wow, Windows 7 and Windows 98 or something like that. But, I mean, I can't do anything with it. It's just like a 4-ton weight. It's like, it's made of gold, but I can't move it anywhere, you know? Anyway, I will be smoking, I guess. Oh, okay, that was fast. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.